The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory by Les Brown. Hello, family. This is Luxury Livings Investments, coming to you from Don Telliano. And what we're going to be talking about today is if you're expecting hype or fast money or any kind of shortcut or kind of good rich, this the channel that will disappoint you. You're at the wrong channel if you're looking for that. We are a wealth building channel focused on discipline, focused on wealth building legacy for the long term. So if you're looking for anything get rich quick or anything, I apologize. You are at the wrong channel. Now, by that being said, let's understand that most people are impatient when it comes to investing. Most people are not stupid. People ain't stupid because they invest or lose money or lose a bunch of money. They were just impatient and they took a lot of money out. Maybe whatever circumstances must have drawn them crazies, but whatever want results immediately can back turn on you. Nobody want to talk about the quiet parts though, the waiting, the doubt, the days when nothing happens. See, investing is boring and it can be hard. Some days you could just see them numbers going down and you just feel like you got to pull out. Like you can't just do this. You can't do this. See, people like excitement. People want excitement. You understand? Excitement is expensive. People want to see their phone and think they got $100 million. They made a $200,000 investment. Now, we in luxury livings, we are not feeding that fantasy. When I first started investing, I thought knowledge alone would protect me. I was wrong. And anybody who talks about the quiet part don't really know. They really don't want to tell you that this is really, really boring. I had to do a lot of reading. Every day you must read different books. You got to watch a lot of different videos, a lot of different content creators, a lot of experts. You got to follow the charts. You cannot underestimate psychology. I chased the moves I did not understand, and I reacted instead of responding. I confused activity with progress, and every mistake taught me the same lesson. The market doesn't reward effort, it rewards discipline. You can be busy and still be wrong, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You gotta come with the pain of investing. You gotta come with the long nights and the hard nights, the grind, the slow grind. A lot of people don't understand the slow grind or they scared of the slow grind. But the long term effects is astonishing, like it's beyond measure. So let me be real with you. Something that nobody never post about, your parents never taught you, never colleges never teach you this, your teacher, your mentors. You need to hire real coaches. They cost a lot of money for this game that I'm giving you today. There were moments where I questioned myself and moments where I thought maybe I'm not built for this. You know, I said self doubt, didn't know what I can do. I had red days, rainy days, cold days, and the silence hit different. But strategy isn't the payoff yet. Nobody posts about those moments. Just remember that. Nobody ever posts about those moments. Those moments is what make investors who they are. Them moments break you or make you. Pain isn't punishment. Pain is tuition. And if you learn from it, it pays you back. So learning from your experience is the biggest thing you need to do. That being said, I would like to get into some learning and let you learn about some investing. I want to show you how you could profit and what you can get from investing. And someone you got to experience the incredible dish of smart investing. Here at Luxury Investments, we're going to do lifelong learning and we're going to do smart investing. That's what we're going to do. Smart investing. In today's pace, in today's world, you constantly see people who increase their income and build wealth. Some people work 24/7 all the time, day in and day out. They trying to rent properties. They trying to do mortgage loans. They trying to do wholesale real estate. There's so many different examples of the business of real estate that we gotta just start off from the beginning, and that begins with building a foundation. Think about it. Um, you take time and you invest, right? In 2005, when you first invested, it was a difference between trading and between investing. Trading, we do not do that. That's fast, quick gratification, short term. Here, we're teaching long term wealth and how to get invested into long term. And the first thing you want to do is distinguish the truth from the myth. Regardless of your economic status, regardless of your educational background, regardless of if you got a felony, if you got felonies, if you've been in jail, I don't care what your situation is. If you learn and apply these basic principles, you can become an investor. You can make a lot of money. You can do some serious things. It takes time and it takes patience. You know, you cannot live for the Jones. You cannot be one to discourage and not have your wealth. Living for the Jones. It takes patience. It takes patience. Let me paint you a picture. Like you in the morning, you sipping coffee, you reading the article. It's 2005, 2004, or even 2003, and you reading the article and you see something about Microsoft or Tesla just emerging. You decided to invest $1,000 into that stock. Now, imagine you not, this is 2005. After that, how much would your initial investment be? It would be worth almost $200,000, six figures exactly, if you were to invest. Now, let me ask you one more question. Along your journey, you can invest right now. You can start making them journeys right now. And I want you to make this a journey with luxury livings together. Now, you can follow the trends and follow the short incomes and follow the scammers and follow the good rich, or you can follow the slow pace, the slow grind. The initial investment was $1,000. The investment had grown astonishing $200,000 since today's date, 2026. These You could have made $200,000 from the year 2004, 2003 to the year 2024, 2025 if you just would have had patience. Remember, good things do take time, and taking your time is worth it, and all investors know. Just imagine if you would have put $10 back in Bitcoin back in them days, how much your investment would have been, you know. You would have bought 33 Bitcoins, and at that price, for the amount that would be, by the time 2024 to 2025 hit, you would have had almost initial investment of $60,000. So remember that. You just got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You cannot let nobody discourage you. This is serious business. This is what you gotta take. You can't let nobody distract you. You can't let nobody try to take what's yours. You gotta believe in yourself and you gotta be strong. You can turn that into almost $200,000 with 33 Bitcoins. That's six figures. That's easy six figures you had made. And think about it, it's no worries, because you don't follow trends. And it's okay if you miss those chances, especially in the world of investment. It's always a plate for you. It's always going to be risk. You know, People lost a lot of money when it came to Bitcoin, also. So it's always a risk in the world. Reward. Remember, there's always a balance, and every investment won't be a winner. You got to educate yourself. You got to make you a strategic approach. You got to make significantly increase your chances for success. Now, you could be investing in courses, you know, you could divide, investigate, investing, use tools, smart investing tools, You can complete math formulas, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to make it hard, going to make it jargon. We're going to make it simple and easy for everybody to understand that everybody on here can invest and become a real estate investor, a professional investor, or whatever you want to be in life. Whatever you want to be, you can become. And I want you to remember that. So we gonna always keep learning, keep growing, stay patient, and remain calm, remain stoic. You know, you got this. You are great. You are great. Now, let's get started on some key points. First thing you need is a foundation when it comes to investing. If you don't have a foundation, then you have nowhere to begin. To understand investing is essential to distinguish it from another important financial concept, savings. Savings is different from investing. Savings, your money just sit there. It's stagnant. It's not doing nothing. But when you invest, your money grows. Remember that. When you invest, your money grows. When you save money, typically you put it in like a safe place, like a bank or under your shoe. You try to stack and save as much as money as you can. And relative, you only get a very low interest rate. That's why when we was talking about compound interests, you can end up breaking your piggy bank for some unreason because the return of your interest and the return on your money is so low that you won't get nothing back. On the other hand, investing involves putting your money into assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate, making the right move, the long term move, the move that can help you in the future to generate money for your kids, your grandkids, you and your family. Protect your future assets and your value grows over time. Unlike saving and investing, involves taking some level of risk though. You want higher returns? You're definitely taking some potential chance of risk. I want to tell you that I am not a financial advisor, but you need to learn that there are risks. So don't go say luxury living's told me to do this, luxury Thomas told this. Luxury living's coming with strategic game plan that is proven to work. Um, that way you thinking on another level. We'll help you think better and be better. That's what you need. Somebody to help you think better. We never had nobody to help somebody think financial literacy and how to save money, the road to investments, the blueprint to investing. Think of it this way. Saving is like keeping your money in a piggy bank, you know, while investing is like planting a seed. You think it'll grow into a tree or a fruit, like a or a money tree. But it takes time for that to grow. You got to keep planting the seed. That's what investing look like, And a fruit and always involve gardening. When you plant anything you do, cooking, anything, it always involve risk. Example, you cook, you need a recipe. You need to put the right recipes or the flavor or the food don't come out right. That's the same with investing. You need to know your recipe for investing. You gotta stay positive. You gotta stay disciplined. You gotta make sure nobody move you off course or off center. You must remain stoic if you want to survive into this shark felt investment world. It is not made for the weak. It is not made for the weak. It's made for the patient. So if you made it to this far, congratulations. You went 16, 17, almost 20 minutes with me talking. That means you have great patience and you're going to go a long, long way. Like a true investor and a smart investor that take his time to learn, break everything down from numbers perspective can earn 6 to 7 figures just from patience and just from learning. And that is 100% true that nobody never talk about. Just being patient and just being learning. Let me give you an example. You always see a 60, 70-year-old person. They always the older generation. And they always driving like some type of Ferrari or some type of new car or some type of new house. But you're not supposed to look at that. Like your path is your path, and you got to be grateful and thankful and blessed for whatever you got. And if you're not, you gonna steady worry about that. But at the same time, they have learned and they've been through their hardships and they learned so long how money works that they've been saving for so long and know how to invest for so long that they get to the point. It was like a gardener. The quality type of seeds matter when it comes to investments. It's just not about as much as its quantity. You got to plant more like on the quality side. It can lead to poor investments if you just spreading your stuff out and just buying stuff. Now imagine you and your friend set some financial goals back in 2010, but you could start now. That's the good news about this. You don't gotta wait till 2010. This comparison will show you now the fact that your tree will grow. I know it's gonna feel slow. I know it's gonna feel not fast at the time, but it will grow. It will definitely grow to a substantial petition faster than it would be in savings. The hidden challenge is inflation, though, which can erode the value of the savings over time, and that can be a problem. But progress is just starting. How much was a gallon of milk back in 1010? How much was a pack of cheese in 210? You know, so you got to put them in considerations. If you start investing right now into things like Tesla or Microsoft or Google, one of these top companies, then it can grow exponentially. You know, you can grow really, really high, and do amazing things. It's the power of investing, you know. Everybody don't got this power, you know. You will be one of the few people who has this power that I'm teaching, you know. But you gotta have goals. You gotta have investing goals. You gotta make sure you have put some money somewhere where you hope for the best. And it's really about making your money work for you. You know, you gotta have unique goals, your specific things, what you like to do, what you into, and what's worked best for you. Everyone got their own separate financial journey. Some might be looking to retire early. Some might be looking to save. Some might be wanting to purchase. Some might be wanting to travel. Want some extra income on the side. Whatever a person want to do, that's up to them. You know, they choose how you want to live. So investing, yeah, you can invest for education. If you want your child to go to Harvard, he can learn a lot to go to Harvard. That's a great thing. Investing into your kids to go to Harvard, investing into real estate. That'll help diversify your portfolio. Absolutely, just being patient at one time, one step at a time. But the beautiful thing about investing is the strategies and the tools that you can use nowadays, 2026. You have leverage that you didn't have back then. Back then, you remember they had the big Wall Streets and it felt all complicated and it felt like, the pursuit of happiness, the movie where nobody can get in. But, you can change all that, you know. You can actually change everything and make potentially high returns. You can invest both stocks and bonds, and create some stability, a balanced approach, make your money grow steadily, putting on track that early retirement. Now, let's tell a story about Bailey. Bailey been making a down payment for her first house. Now, Bailey want to start saving. So Bailey started saving and Bailey started investing into different portfolios. She learned that the S&P 500 is growing and there's different options, and there's hundreds of companies to choose from. So she made it to make it simple. She wanted to invest into five different places so she can learn what to do and how to do. Five different portfolios, which really helped her, you know. And just waiting a few years would helped her a lot. After 5 years, she's able to accomplish her goals. So that's just telling you. Index fund, for example, copying 500, locking U.S. companies, they provide solid returns. This could be a strategy for, good Bailey's house funds, when you trying to smash, trying to get in. That's what they do. Imagine you investing back in 2015, 2016. You'll have a lot of money right now, and they just, average returns. You'll be doing some of the best work you ever done. Managing your assets and your investments is a lesson of growth of wealth. That's an important thing to manage your assets and to make financial decisions, correct and smart financial decisions. So what are your liabilities? Your liabilities is your obligations, them things that you got to pay. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay your everything you need to pay. You know what you got to pay. Your insurance, your car note. You must pay that off. Your debts, your expenses. What you commit to. You know financial progress. So next time when we go talk about common liabilities. We go talk about credits, credit debts, and mortgages. We go talk about a lot of the things coming up. Just want enough time because it's so much. But I want to thank every one of y'all for joining me. Luxury Livings Investments. Please subscribe. I'm gonna leave a little gift so you can get started on investing down in the link below. And I want to thank you for joining me. We go talk about more and continue this subject on my next long video. Watch out for my shorts. Watch out for my reel. Watch out for me on Facebook. Watch out for me on Instagram. Luxury Levels Investments. We coming hard. We coming to teach. And we coming to let you learn 100% quality. Love you guys.